In this live coding session, we're going to do SwiftUI development using a scary technique called TCR. That's test and commit or revert. If the tests pass, it automatically commits and pushes. If the tests fail, it automatically reverts any changes you've made. Woo! We're back for another 90 minutes of live coding. I'm John Reed, your host, and you've got my book, my where to find me, and greetings to the folks who are here. Welcome. Oh, and welcome folks watching after the fact on YouTube as well as Twitch. I'm realizing a fair number of people watch me on Twitch after the session is done, which is great. Do give me a follow, and if you like what you see, subscribe. YouTubers, you know what to do. Do the thing so that you keep up with new stuff that comes out from me. Hello, Mudshark and Garbob and Eric, and Pearl Guy, hanging out for a bit. Finally working again. Hey, so you mean you got a job? That's what it sounds like. Congratulations. That's a big deal. Hello, first time chatter, Bebite, or Bebate, Bebite, I want to say. Welcome. Marcus, lots of folks here. Great to have you all. This is 90 minutes of live coding, and we are working on Mastermind. The discovery tree is available for you to look at if you want the link to it. And last time we did, well, we had an interesting couple of sessions. One was going down and discovering there was some incorrect design and dealing with that technical debt and massaging it out so that it was its own thing. Working on that. I'll check that out. Yay. And then having fixed the design, TDD just seemed to flow. It's great when it happens. It doesn't always happen because TDD may help you discover that your design is wrong. One thing I also was almost hasty on was that it's like, yay, it's done. You know, this maybe it's because I'm back in corporate coding culture. It's like, ship it. Well, clean it up. Clean it up. Always be cleaning. Always be cleaning. That is one of the rules or practices of being lean, is clean your surfaces, clean your workstations, clean your code. What will we find this time? Well, we'll find out. What are we working on? We are trying to get feedback about the guests in the game. And last time, I think we discovered that we don't have enough room. We need to show a secret size of 4, but our secret size is currently 2. Let's see if I remember how to do this. It's been a while since we've been in SwiftUI, so let's crank this puppy up again. See if this preview can get going. Tests are warmed up and green. Everything is ready to roll, except for the preview. My goodness, this is a very small project. You know, it's really tiny. It surprises me that it takes that long. But it's nice when it works, isn't it? All right. before we can go anywhere, we need to increase our secret size to whoop. Oh, I bet it crashed because these have to be, you can't have one greater than the other. Hello, first time chatter, that Black Viper, welcome. Do I have any Swift courses? I have no courses at the moment. I have services. So if you go to, there we go. You go there, go into services. I've got workshops, coaching. I'm just taking on a new person, developer who wants to improve their habits. So I do coaching. And, at some point, I dream of setting up a course, but I don't think that's for right away. Thanks for asking. Let's see if we can't get this to work again. Okay, so this is our problem. This is not going to work. And we definitely need, I don't want to just rotate it because we need many turns. Right now we have one turn. We need 10, I believe. So we're going to need a lot more space going up and down. So let's set out. Yeah, what do I do here? Because this depends on the device, yeah? If this is an issue. Do I only get the simulators I have here? Looks like it. Let's see what we have here. If I make a simulator, let's go small. What's a small screen? Probably an SE. No, probably one of these. iPhone 6. Wow, you can do that. Oop. Oh, I don't want to do this. Wow. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what we can do. But let me try first just to do it the gross way. Let me dial up an SE, I think. Let's see. Here we go. Does that give me an SE down here? How do I get more layouts? I don't understand. I mean, I can run it, but what's the point of that? Oh, and the running it is not going to show up. This is the preview. Change the device, which I did. Right? And I kind of expected, I don't know, something other than automatic here. Let's see what's under more. More. Oh, there. It's hiding. Thank you, Mudshark. And everyone for, Mudshark just happened to be the one who said, what's under there? But I like, this isn't quite ensemble programming or mob programming, but it's our simulation of it, where having lots of different ideas come in. Try this, try that is really helpful. Okay, so here's what I intend to do. And let's note this. We're going to have to... First thing I want to do is make fit on small screen, and then separately, can we make it sort of calculate size or something to fit. Not sure what that is, but I want to put that down there as a to-do to investigate. So let's see what we can do just to get it to fit. We can make these circles smaller. We can make the color choices. Well, that doesn't seem to matter at this point yet, except that they are wide. So what do we got? Code choice view. Code guess view. These, yeah, look at these hard-coded numbers, and it's 100. That's kind of funny, because if I make it say, oh, I thought it was not going to be a circle, but I guess it is a circle always because it's a circle. Hang on a second. There's the padding inside. Yeah, there's a lot of, hard coding in here, which I don't mind at first, but it does seem like something that ought to figure itself out. So I'm just trying to figure out like what is padding. What if we make it halvesies? That might be kind of on the small side, maybe, except we need room. I'm trying to make room for the feedback pegs. And that's not so small. These circles are almost as big as the home button. Yes, there are phones that have home buttons. Mine does. We need about 6 columns, 4 for the guess, 1 for the feedback pegs, and yeah, something like that. So that's a good thing to keep in mind when we think about making this more dynamic. Right now, this is hackery. I'm going to do the same here. No, corner radius I think I want to keep. Oh, look at this. We've got that check really ought to be the same. What's sum? Not sure what you mean, Johannes. This is a problem, I think. Oh, sum view. Sum view. Yeah, it's like view is all this stuff, but then it says instead of returning a button, it's like, well, the button is a kind of view, so it's like it's some kind of view. So it erases the caller can't know from type inference that, like, we can't do this. because then it no longer fits into the framework of SwiftUI. Thank you for that question. So I don't like that I don't mind dinking around with numbers in place. Yeah, essentially it's upcasting. Yeah. That's basically what it is. I don't like that the width of the check button and these are magical numbers. So let's do a reset. Oh, I wanted to keep the preview in place. Yep, good links there. Let me check this in. Now, this is not production code. This is only a preview. So I'm inclined to call this a low risk test only. Yeah, that's good enough. Hello, I want to always allow this. Okay, with that checked in, now I can reset without fear. What was I worried about? I was worried about the width. Now I can't see it. Okay. Let's do this step by step. And there are no tests of this, but you know what? When I was with my new friend that I'm coaching, and he said, "Oh, and I was watching your stuff, your katas, and you're using the TCR thing." And I know Eric, you asked weeks ago, maybe months ago, can't you use TCR? Try this one. Go. And welcome it, first time chatter. Welcome. Eric, you've asked me before, why aren't you using TCR? And I was like, I'm scared. And I think I was scared because I was trying to do TDD with SwiftUI, and that was already a new thing. And that was new enough for me. I feel calm enough about TDD now with SwiftUI that I'd like to take it to the next level. And enable my TCR scripts so that as long as tests pass, it should ask me to commit. Oh. Why? I have a snapshot of the check button. Oh, it's the device. You're right. It's the device. Oh, crap. um, no. Okay, let me try this again. Snapshot's dangerous. In fact, the snapshot is going to make... I'm going to have to turn off TCR for the snapshot. Let's do it. Let's lean into this. Okay, it's still on. It reverted my changes because the test failed. But the test failed just because it was the wrong simulator. At least now I can have one simulator up here and another down here. So that feels better. Okay, let's do this. Marcus, really? Okay, so there. The test pass. So it's asking me for a commit message. And this is, quite... What am I doing? I'm making the... I have to remember the commit notation. Decrease size of guess whatever they are, circles. So snapshots, nice question, Johannes. The snapshot test will come here. Even though the snapshot is of this view in isolation, rendering it and saving it and saying it should look like this, snapshots are super touchy about the resolution, the color gamut. Basically, it's extremely sensitive to the device. It's also sensitive to the compiler. So, and because in Xcode, the compiler and the IDE are linked, you have to have the right version of Xcode. It can also change just by having a different OS underneath. Whatever's doing the math, it's not right if these are off. So that's that. Now, I'm now one ahead. Maybe I should update. Thank you, Mudshark. That's a great idea. I'm going to write that down on my whiteboard here. Because anyone who tries it will just be frustrated. So this is 16. Yeah. Great idea. It didn't push because I don't have it pushing. I kind of want it to push automatically. So what if I change this to yeah, I think I want to. For now, Let's see if I can't just do this temporarily in place, where basically the way TCR works is oh, this is, I got confused because I was thinking about how TCR works on other platforms. For Xcode, this script, you set it up to run when the test passes. And when the test passes, it asks for a commit message, and then it does an add, a commit, and I can do git push like that. Let's try that and see. TCR. Just temporarily to make life easier. Maybe I'll add it. Why not? Other folks may want this. But for now, I will do push by hand. Okay, now we want the check, and I want the check size and the this size, I'm running out of words. I haven't figured out the domain yet very well. The guess pegs, the color pegs, the code pegs. It's been a while since we've worked here, but these ought to be the same width. So let's make them the same width and guarantee it. So we're talking about the check button. Shoot. The check button is defined clear out here, which was nice. And it has that width here. There is a VStack containing it all, but I would like this to be hard-coded at first. But maybe I need to pass in a width? It's going to be dynamic, presumably. Maybe, maybe not. I'm afraid to make guesses yet. So, it's time to extract this to something. It's not going to let me do that. Poo. Without a clear place, let's see if we can't just put it out here. Let right area width equals, and this ought to be, let's see what type it is. CG float. Believe it, if you can set the width of the VStack, then all components inside could probably use, oh, I see what you mean. And Eric, I see your note. It will be better to get away from fixed sizes. Sure. Main areas can be a guide for a subview on how to be constrained. Yeah, that'll be basically part 2. Right now, I'm just trying to get it to work at all. But going with Mudshark's idea, if we constrain the VStack and set these to infinity, how do we do that? That's a great idea. Let's see. This is where it's been a while since I've used cursor, but could bring it up. Or I can do this and see if Copilot will help us. Whoop. Come back, come back. Sorry about that. VStack. Set width to 50. That's its guess? Is to make a spacer? By a frame. Okay, so like this. There we go. Thank you. Frame. Like that. Let's see what happens right now with that in place. Okay, so we have some overlap there. That's okay. Now, if we set the code choices, it's here. So set this to infinity. How do you even? It's not a CG float. This is a shortcoming with Copilot. Thank you, Eric. Max width. Oh, is it down here? Oh, interesting. Wait. So infinity is what? It is a CG float. Holy moly. How interesting. And then change the... So... So I've got too many frames at play in here. So can I say infinity here? Look at that. This is good. This is probably not good. I would like to constrain this to be the same as that. That's kind of weird. Not sure how to do that. So far so good. Though. I realized I just used too many steps and I was afraid it was going to blow all that stuff away. And I'd forgotten the what TCR does to you is it forces you to move in smaller steps. Well, it doesn't force you. You just pay a penalty. So this is set right column with code choices. I'm not sure how to say this. Code choice width to match right column width. That's what it is. Now, here's a question. Did it push? It did. Nice. So we got it to automatically push. Next question. What happens if I remove this? Nothing. Oh. Unexpected. Like right now, if I set it to... Oh, hang on. It's paused. Right now, if I change this to something, right, there it is. Get rid of it. It fills up the space. How about, yes, aspect ratio? Oh. Hey, there we go. So this is not test-driven development, and I'm okay with that, right? We are getting, I don't want things, I'm about to write about this for my blog. I don't want to test layout. That's something we should look at and decide. And that's where previews come in as super handy. We can just look at it and say, is this right? As long as it's kind of static. Now, what I don't want to do is actually use this live and have to go tap, 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 and run it to decide if I like it. But this is good. So setting what did we just do? We removed the height and said, give it an aspect ratio of fit. Should be able to add a float to first argument of, oh, I see, to make whatever aspect ratio you want. Yeah. Well, let's keep going with this. This is set. All right. And again, it pushed. I'm liking the flow of this. Now, here's the thing. I want to change the size of the check button. That's over here. And this is going to mess with things. But let's first see if I can't make this infinity. Come back here. Okay, the text is wrong, but the width is right. So this is going to be my TDD or my TCR technique. You know, how do I get this in? Because this is definitely going to fail that snapshot. What I'm going to do is back up here where we set the frame. I'm going to set. Oh no. The snapshot is not inside of this. It's on its own. This is not going to pass anyway. Pretty sure this is not going to pass because by setting it to infinity. Let's find out. I expect this to revert. Yeah. So now I'm going to cheat. I'm going to turn off TCR temporarily so that we can figure out what to do here. Let's look at the snapshot. Yeah. So this was relying on the taking it and it having an intrinsic hard-coded frame. I could nest it inside of something because right now by setting it to infinity, well, let's see what happens. If I set this to infinity, rerun the tests, and get the actual failure in play, we should be able to see what's going on here. This file is inside of the project. That is the baseline. This is the actual produced, the actual view, because it's in inside of the simulator. Yeah, so it became monstrously large. Let us figure out what to do. I could just put this inside of something. So the snapshot is rendered inside of the device, the simulated device. And so infinity, boom, it made it as wide as needed. We do need these snapshots, and this was an unfortunate thing that the reason we have them is because there was something that was hard. We couldn't test in View Inspector, and that was the color. Now, all I care about is the color. So it's kind of too bad we're having to do this dance, but let's see if we can't make this okay. I'm going to start off by resetting, getting back to green. And I want to stick this check button inside of something else with a width. So I want a helper here. I'm going to extract. I thought I could extract this. All right, let's get a little TCR back in place. Whoops, wrong one. Can I now? Oh, yes. This is basically our make SUT. So now I can do an inline. And now this we can use up here. Hang on, I'll catch up with the messages in just a second. Preview-based snapshots. Maybe. Like, maybe that's why they're a thing? I haven't, I've never felt and understood yet why one would have snap previews snapshotted, but maybe it's to avoid having to redo things. Basically, instead of repeating stuff in a preview and then repeating it again in a test, that must be why you can snapshot the previews. In any case, the check button itself has no preview. It's got a blank line up there. But now I should be able to stick this inside of something. So this could be, well, our VStack, right? VStack. Hang on. I can't type. What I don't know is if this will pass or not. Well, let's try it and see. If we're lucky, it'll fly through. We're lucky. With that, we can set the frame here. Just to that, this should still pass. Do you see what I'm doing? I want to keep the snapshot working. I'm using the snapshot as my TCR mechanism, my testing mechanism, to say as long as it matches this and we keep this in a size of 100, now can I make it infinity? And this is an actual production code change. And I think this will still pass because where it failed before, because now the snapshot is setting the width. Ah, that was fun. So this is an actual production code change, feature change of set check button width to infinity. This is pretty cool. Now that was neat. One of the things I love about coding is when it's a surprise. A pleasant surprise. Most of the time we live with surprises and they are unpleasant. And yeah, right? Yes. Oh, except that the snapshot, it won't. The snapshot won't work on other devices because the width of the snapshot will still be constrained. But now I want to set this to 50. And to do that, I'm going to use the use this as feedback. So this is a style that I've used, a snapshot testing style that I've used particularly with UIKit, and that is to use the snapshot as a preview mechanism. I'll show you what I mean. First, I'm going to turn off TCR, and I'm going to come to the snapshot tests, and I'm going to set these to record both of them. Okay, so right now these will fail because they're in record mode, but they're going to keep updating these. In fact, let's keep these open so that we can easily get at them. We can even put them on the side. Or down below. How do I... There we go. No, wrong way. Too many things. There we go. Yeah. Drag it. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, so now if I change this width here in the test to 50, we should see that shrink, but also the text will be like, yeah, that's messed up. Good. So that is our way of using snapshots as a preview mechanism. Could I have set this up with preview instead? You know, I probably could have. But here we are. So this size is fixed and is too big for us. What was it? Title 2? Yeah, it's possible that it might be easier to have as a check mark. There's no title 4. Maybe 50 is too small, but what else we got here? Let's just see. Okay, that'll do. Again, this even though this size is strictly speaking dynamic. Yeah, it's title 4. We're playing in a hard-coded space, and it's just kind of funny. And let's make this just look a little less dorky. There we go. Right? So now there's that, and there's that one. And that looks okay to me. Having done that, we can come back to our tests and turn off the record mode. Yeah. Before I do that, I want to pursue Muchark's question here. Like, what if set text to fit in button? Yes? Are you going to do anything useful for me? I don't know. We really need integrated chat. Because I don't want to spin up cursor for this session. Not yet. Anyway, let's come back here. These are passing, or rather, these have that view. So now if I turn off the record mode, whoops, I messed up. There we go. If I turn off the record mode now, I should have passing tests. Let's find out. Because in Xcode, failure TCR and success TCR go to different scripts instead of the same script, and I had the success TCR still in place. This is just want to see what we have here. Yeah, we changed check button. Oh. Yeah, so this is change check button. Make check button smaller. Might squish the letters. We'll find out. Minimum scale factor. Let's see what happens. Just to do that, let's come to the disabled one and set record back to true. And come to our check button and see what we got here. So that is what it suggested. What ChatGPT brought up maybe was the thing to do. I don't know what the factor is. Sets the minimum amount that text in this view scales down to fit. Oh, so I think it's like you can shrink, but only by so much. So if I set this to, say, 1, we should see. Now, was that different? Probably. Let me make this bigger so we can see. It is right up against the edges here. Let me run this back again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was like, it fits. Barely. I mean, what if I did that? Okay, let's watch here. Watch it carefully. I think it'll actually, oh, whoa. I think it wrapped the lines. Okay, that didn't work. How about text, line limit 1, allow tightening? Yeah, that still freaks out there. It still looks funny-ish to me, so I'm going to stick with this, but thank you. We'll probably come back. I'm going to note this. Asks a question. Something to pursue later. For now, let's blaze on with the check button now obeying the honoring the width of its parent. What does this look like? Much better. Yeah, probably something like that. Anticoder. Bit of padding, not hard-coded space. That's crude. That's a crude way. Also have to consider localization when we ship this in German. And then what? So this is our little hard-coded approach, but that looks like we have enough space now for feedback pegs. Is this Not great? No, it's not great. Is this better? Yes, it's better. I want to note some of these things. TCR, snapshots require same. I'm just making note of some of these things while they're still in my head. And yeah. All right. I don't know German, so I can't tell if you're just making up. Okay. Yeah, a bit of spacing would do us good. Padding, padding. Maybe we'll come back to that. Uh, so this is what did we do? Oh, we did. We did. We massaged in. I don't know how to say this. We massaged the changes in. I did it in refactoring steps to extract the variable and extract the function. You know, that's just straight refactoring to set up the make it SUT so that I could wrap it and then change the functionality. So I feel like that. I'm not sure what to call this for our notes here, but that was very successful and fun. Um, up to a point. And then to actually see the change, I know this is a lot of notes, but I feel like we did a lot of things here that were interesting and worthwhile. Uh, that is a standard old trick. It's the pre-preview days. Now maybe it would make sense to explore making this a preview, giving it its own preview. I think so. Which then opens the question of isn't that what snapshot previews are for? Let's see if we can't make this a preview in its own right. Doggone it. How did this get switched? All right, let's see if we can't do a preview of something. Wait a second. Oh, check button disabled. False. I can't do that? Hang on. Okay, slow down. Slow down, John. Let's bring the tests back under. Now I do want them on. Oh, gosh. uh, wrong tests. Wrong tests. Oh, I'm a dork. Now we should be able to get the preview of this. And now we have duplicate code. Kind of interesting. But this seems valuable. Let's turn TCR back on all the way. This is nothing but a preview change. Oh. That is not what I want. Reset. Repeat the change. Confirm. Run tests. Commit. I consider previews a form of testing. I'm going to make this a test-only change. Add preview to check button. And that should have pushed it. Good. So now we have duplication of a sort. This whole VStack with a frame of 50, it's repeated in production code, it's repeated in the preview, and it's repeated in the snapshot. And maybe that's why snapshot previews exist, something to look into. Let's take a quick look now. Hello, first time chatter, Dennis H. Welcome. Let's see. Working on a game of Mastermind. It is very crude. Oh, keep forgetting. There are 4 colors. From these 4 colors, they are random. Let's do something. Green, blue, blue, blue. What we don't get right now is feedback on the check button. How close were we? We have feedback all built up, but we don't have a way to see it yet. And so that's what we were working on. But to get it to have a place to see it, we were making things smaller to fit in a small screen. Things that we have yet to do Okay, so this is done. It would be ideal to have this be dynamic depending on the device or the screen size to fit. But do we want to do that now? Or do we want to add the column for the feedback first? What do you think, folks? Feel like this is a bridge we need to cross sooner rather than later. And yet, this is the thing that we're really trying to get to. Yeah, we don't know. We're going to have 10 rows of these. I mean, those 10 ought to fit. I'm presuming a layout that is vertical like this, holding your phone. I'm inclined right now, and I'm fickle, so I can change my mind, to add the elements first, since that's the goal, and then figure out how to make them the layout correct on different devices. In fact, right now, if I run this on iPhone 16, oh, that's right. Let's increase the actual size. So far, what we're looking at here is just the preview. So if we come to our root of the Mastermind app itself, here we should be able to increase these and see it now. There we go. And that's worth checking in. Yeah, it will fit 10 rows. It ought to fit 10 rows. So this is not tested. This is at the application, the composition root. And it's just, you know, how the elements are assembled. So the test is run it. So this is a feature change. Increase game to 4x4. All right. So snapshot. Let's take a look at this for a second. What does it use to do the snapshots? How does it work? So if we're in previews and we have a content, we have snapshots with these different things. Xcode will create an individual SwiftUI preview. Oh. Oh, and then snapshot testing. This is kind of curious. I don't know how it gets these in here, but Xcode must already have this hook in place, which surprises me. If we come to our check button here, whoop, it has this, whatever it is. I don't know what pinning it means. What does this do, folks? Well, I kind of want to get this. This looks more interesting now and might avoid the need for the separate snapshots. You can have multiple previews and then they show up next to the check button. I think I want to investigate this for next time. I'm just keeping an eye on the clock because at 90 minutes, my brain leaves. Different canvases. Let me try this. So if I pin this now, and I say, and I maybe I also want to see this on the SE. No? I thought it would show me. What if I come back to the game? The game screen? Oh, there it is. Interesting. And that's how we can say, okay, let's have a preview for the smaller element, the view in isolation, as it were, and then let's switch to the larger view. Oh, very interesting. It's even across. Yeah. How very interesting and that's good to know. Thank you. I'm going to note that. Pin preview to see multiple previews. That's kind of nice. And there's a good use case for it. All right. I'm feeling my my brain running out. I feel like this was a good session. We have more work to do. Oh yeah, let's defer this until later. Really what I want is make size fit different devices, different screen sizes. Make that dynamic. So I just took that from here and I'm reparenting it as a task, a to-do task up here, so that we can mainly go left to right and say, okay, let's try this next, and then let's go into showing the feedback, which we want here between as you supply your guess here and check it, we should get the feedback next to your guess. That is the goal. All right. That was fun. Hope you had fun, and appreciate your coming. Folks who are watching after the fact, depending on the platform you are on, do the thing. That means if you're watching on Twitch, give me a follow. If you really like it, consider subscribing. I know it's valuable to me. It keeps me going, and I like the feedback. Thanks, Marcus. Folks on YouTube, you've watched this whole thing? Well, then definitely give it a like, but also I'd love to have your comment about any thoughts you had. It's more fun for me than just an anonymous like, which is just a number incrementing. I'd love to hear from you about what you think. Thanks for coming. I will see you next week, and take care of yourselves. Folks in the United States, stay sane. It's very important that we value finding joy in the midst of the stupid chaos created by stupid people with too much power. Seriously stupid. All right. That's enough politics. Thanks for coming. I'll see you on the next session. Take care.